What up, what up? Y'all already know this is Punch, Drunk, Boxing, a.k.a. Mr. Moonshine himself. Ladies and gentlemen, we seen Teofimo Lopez and Terence Crawford go back and forth. Several weeks ago, we seen them come face to face. Terence Crawford pointing at Teofimo Lopez's face. Teofimo Lopez smacking the hand of Terence Crawford. And still, Teofimo Lopez, the two-division lineal champion, is keeping his foot on Bud Crawford's neck, and it seems like Bud Crawford can't take it. He can't take somebody calling him out. I mean, look, Terence Crawford been hunting down fighters for most of his career to the point that now he's a top dog, right? He's pound for pound, 3, 4, you can flip it around, right? But he's not used to somebody hunting him down because he was so used to hunting people down. He's not used to somebody hunting him down. And it looks like he's uncomfortable with Teofimo Lopez, the takeover, hunting him down. But as we all know, they was going back and forth on X, formerly known as Twitter. And Terence Crawford tweeted, "I respect all fighters, but Teofimo Lopez only fought 3 fighters worth even talking about. And that's Lomachenko and Ortiz beat him. Taylor lost his fight before Teo and definitely should have moved up to 147, but we all know why. He killed himself to make 140. I completely disagree with Terence Crawford on that. But Teofimo Lopez replied to Terence Crawford, "Man, we either lace up the gloves or shut your whole ass up." Hey, yo, he called Bud Crawford una sucia, buena ruggia. Hookers to the point, una prostituta. That's what he called Terence Crawford. Look, I disagree with Terence Crawford saying that he only got 3 people that you can name and things of that nature. Let me tell you like this, man. Almost all the great fighters that had their significant wins only have 2 or 3 fighters that really cement their legacy, right? It's not your whole, not everybody is Oscar De La Hoya. Let's not forget about that. And what I also disagree with Terence Crawford is Teofimo Lopez accomplished his 2-time lineal championship belts by the age of 25. Teofimo Lopez is now entering his prime. So I don't know what the hell he's talking about. And on top of that, Teofimo Lopez is the most accomplished fighter in Bud Crawford's resume. All right? Teofimo Lopez probably have more significant wins than Terence Crawford, right? Because the only name that really pops out on Terence Crawford's resume was Errol Spence. And I understand why Bud Crawford, he's in the clouds. He feels like beating Errol Spence. He beat Mike Tyson in his prime, beat Muhammad Ali, the young Cassius Clay in his prime. You feel me? That's how he feels. You can feel you can feel the change in character of Bud Crawford. He's all gassed up. That's the reason why he wanted to call Canelo Alvarez after the win. Oh man, you beat Errol Spence, so you think you can move up 3 divisions up and fight Canelo Alvarez, el rey del boxeo, the 4th-division world champion, super middleweight undisputed, King Nello, a.k.a. Cartelo, a.k.a. Cash Nello, a.k.a. Payday, a.k.a. get the F out of here, man. But let me tell you like this. Teofimo Lopez got Bud Crawford rattled. He got him out of character. Bud Crawford is acting like who he hates and is becoming who he hates. He sounds like Keith Thurman now. You remember when Keith Thurman was telling Bud Crawford, man, you want to fight me, you got to do more work. Now fight this one, fight Amir Khan, fight this one. Putting hurdles. And a lot of people in the boxing fans, we didn't like that. I'm a Keith Thurman fan, but that wasn't unfair. That was unfair. Because I was saying that Terence Crawford is highly accomplished. It was highly accomplished. So we didn't agree. You remember when PBC fighters were snubbing him? Daniel Garcia, Sean Porter, Keith Thurman, Errol Spence. Even the Fox Network, remember when they didn't put him as a champion and stuff like that? We felt for Bud. But now he's becoming who he hate, trying to put a hurdle and say that Teofimo Lopez should fight Masvidal. Yeah, you should give Masvidal the rematch because I believe that Masvidal actually beat him 115, 113 in my opinion. I mean, it could have gone either way. It was a close fight, could have gone either way, could have been a draw as well. And I respect that Bud Crawford got the nod as well. But I had it on my scorecard, Masvidal by 1 round. Instead of you saying that Teofimo Lopez should do your dirty work, you should be like, yo, let me get this green fighter that was 10-0, never did anything in the pros, a rematch. Teofimo Lopez is getting Terrence Bud Crawford out of character. Got him tweeting. We ain't never seen Terrence Bud Crawford tweet like this, saying he's bored. In his tweets that he's bored. Man, you got like 15 kids, man. You got 15 kids, you a husband, you know what I'm saying? You must have investing in things that you invest on. What you mean that you bored? How you bored? You got like 50, 100 kids. You ain't bored. Teofimo Lopez is living rent-free in your mind. And the thing is that Bud Crawford is in position to give opportunities now. See, because Terrence Bud Crawford said, it's the Bud Crawford era. It's the Bud Crawford era, right? You know, when it's somebody's era, they the one that give people opportunity. Canelo Alvarez is the one that's giving people opportunity. Oscar De La Hoya was giving the people opportunity. Floyd Mayweather was giving the people opportunity. Because once you hit this other level of being a top dog, in which you feel, Terrence Bud Crawford, that he is a top dog, he feel is his era, you're no longer the one hunting. You're the one that is hunted. And I think that Terrence Bud Crawford don't even recognize where he's at in the sport of boxing now. Because, I mean, he's 37 years old. Some of the people that had their era, you know what I'm saying, that this is still the Canelo Alvarez era, but Canelo Alvarez took an era when he was young, right? It started to become the Canelo Alvarez era after the Floyd Mayweather, right? You know, they was young, they was younger. See, Terrence Bud Crawford is almost on his way out talking about that this is the Bud Crawford era. But if it is the Bud Crawford era, then you're the hunted one now. You're not the one hunting. Canelo Alvarez don't hunt no more. Mayweather didn't hunt anymore. Oscar De La Hoya wasn't hunting anymore. Everybody wants them. They're the kings. And if you think that you're the king, then the king don't hunt, right? Unless you got the lioness and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? The women line be hunting. But that's it. You sitting on the throne, bruh. There is no more throne on top of the throne. You're the one that's hunting now. And you just can't take it that Teofimo Lopez is hunting you down, keeping his foot on the neck, and not kissing your behind. I said this before and I'm going to say it again. Terrence Bud Crawford is a first ballot Hall of Famer, but his resume is a third tier Hall of Fame resume, meaning he still got work to do. Teofimo Lopez, like I said, wins are more impressive than Bud Crawford's victories. Yep. When he beat Vasily Lomachenko, he was the underdog. Right after beating Richard Comey, a respectable champion, right? Vasily Lomachenko was regarded pound for pound, 1, 2, 3, you could flip it around. He schooled Vasily Lomachenko. And that winner you're trying to take away, Josh Taylor only vacated his belts. Josh Taylor was the undisputed, the lineal, the king in the 140-pound division, in which Terrence Bud Crawford, right after Josh Taylor beat Jose Ramirez, you was interested in that fight as well. I mean, you was interested in the Josh Taylor. I mean, you didn't really knock that fight. You ain't knocked that fight. But you knocking now the guy that actually beat Josh Taylor when you was ready to entertain the Josh Taylor fight? Come on, man. That's the contradiction, the contradiction, the hypocrisy. And to say, oh, Josh Taylor lost his fight. Well, maybe you lost your fight with Mashromov. You see? This is the thing. This is the bad thing when it comes to the sport of boxing, when these fighters. You don't have to tear each other down and tear each other's resume to the floor. Because if you get an opportunity to fight that particular fighter that you're trying to tear down, then if you beat them, then who do you beat? Yeah, at the end of the day, whether you like Teofimo Lopez or not, or anybody like Teofimo Lopez or not, if you a fan or not, hate him, hate his dad, hate his mouth, hate his style, hate how he walks, hate how he talks. At the end of the day, as a fight fan, you know it and I know and everybody else know that when it comes to competing, Teofimo Lopez is the captain of the generation, the commander-in-chief of his young generation. He the one that set the tone for his generation to dare to be great. to set the tone, it was Teofimo Lopez. No, it wasn't Tank. We would have hoped that Tank would have took that Lomachenko fight, but you remember when he said that Floyd Mayweather was trying to set him up for a Vasily Lomachenko fight. Teofimo Lopez beat Richard Comey, then followed up with Vasily Lomachenko. And if it wasn't for the politics of the sport of boxing, Teofimo Lopez will be recognized by the whole world as the first two-division undisputed world champion by the age of 25. If it wasn't for the WBC franchise debacle, and if it wasn't for Josh Taylor vacating his straps. When people was trying to knock the resume of Terence Bud Crawford, he was crying. When people was trying to set up hurdles for Terence Bud Crawford, he was crying. When people was trying to blackball him from his opportunity to enhance his legacy, he was crying. And now he goes doing the same thing he feel they was doing to him. How about you rewrite the wrong, Terence Bud Crawford? How about you set the tone in that? You give Teofimo Lopez the opportunity, because at least he got the heart and the cojones to call you out. Because there's not a lot of people that call Terence Bud Crawford out, because we know how special Terence Bud Crawford is. Teofimo Lopez is not disrespecting you, my brother. The respect is in the call out. He ain't trying to be your friend. He ain't trying to be Shakur or Keyshawn. He ain't trying to kiss your behind. He ain't trying to learn from you. He's trying to beat you. And by having your error, then you have to realize and recognize who you are at this point in your career. You should feel happy. You should have gratitude that people are calling you out, because when people call you out, especially with a guy that's accomplished like a Teofimo Lopez, he's bringing his legacy to the table. He's bringing business to the table, and he's bringing money to the table. Embrace the call out. Embrace the fight. Stop being who you hate. Stop being like the PBC welterweights you used to complain and cry and bitch and moan about. Be different. Make us feel like this is a good era, the Bud Crawford era. Even though that we know it's not. It's still Canelo. Hey, Canelo said, if you want him, fight Teofimo Lopez. Hey, beat Teo. And maybe a guy like me, a fan like myself, will give Bud Crawford the benefit of the doubt to fight a Canelo Alvarez, even though that I think that Canelo Alvarez will damage Bud Crawford permanently, because I know that Bud Crawford just wants that 401k plan and the retirement plan. But Teo, he really wants the legacy. And you need that legacy in your resume, because Teofimo Lopez is the most accomplished fighter in your resume. Your third-tier Hall of Fame resume.